Hello viewers and welcome to yet another live-action commentated match of Warhammer 40,000 Conquest. My name is Mitch and I am the Hive Tyrant. Today I'm pleased to present a game featuring Alexander Cimadon. He's our player sitting to the left and he has opted to play as an alternate art version of our core set Eldar faction Warlord Eldorath Starbane. He's currently in possession of the initiative token, and situated to the right we can see his opponent, Troels Berthelsen, has instead chosen to play as an alternate art version of the core set Space Marine faction Warlord Captain Cato Sicarius. Looks as though both of our players actually used their opening deploy action to put into play a copy of their signature support. For Eldorath, we've got the Aleatok Shrines. Whenever an Eldar unit happens to move to a planet, you can basically exhaust that support in order to ready it, whether that occurs through a unit moving alongside one's warlord, or it's exhausted and then it uses the mobile keyword to move from planet to planet. And Cato's Stronghold instead, whenever an enemy unit happens to be destroyed at a planet, you simply exhaust it in order to ready one of your target Space Marines at that same planet. And that works on Cato as well as any army unit, so that's a fantastic effect for both players and a reasonable bit of early game versatility there. But the deploy actions do not stop there. We see a copy of the signature army unit Starbane's Council played out to planet number 2. It's a 3/3 with a command icon. It gets a +2 attack bonus whenever it happens to be swinging at an already exhausted target. It's got a copy of the signature attachment mobility affixed to it, so it gains the mobile keyword. And we also see a copy of the Bloodied Reavers at planet number 1, so it's a 2/2 for 2 with a command icon plus a promotion, bringing it to 3 command icons. And it's opposite a copy of a now exhausted White Scars Biker, so for 3 resources that's a 2/3 with a command icon. And the Bloodied Reavers and White Scars Bikers both get a +2 attack power bonus when they happen to be residing at the same planet as is a warlord. So both of our warlords show up at planet number 1, but 3 command icons is definitely going to trump 0, so Eldorath is going to gain 1 card from planet number 1, and 1 card, 1 resource from planet number 2. Note that Starbane's Council moved from planet number 2 to planet number 1, and that rogue traitor sitting down there at planet number 5 is going to mean an additional card and 2 resources for Alexander. But Alexander's got the initiative token. What are we going to see? That's going to be Starbane's Council taking a swing of 5 at the White Scars Biker. Are we going to be able to see a 3-value shield card, the Talisarian Tempest Blade, or a copy of Indomitable? Those are 4 out of the 50 cards in Troels' deck that would allow him to prevent that attack from killing off his unit, quite handily. And indeed, we do see a copy of Indomitable, so putting some of those resources to good use. Captain Cato Sicarius takes a swing at the Bloodied Reavers. He's going to be threatening 2. We've got to see a 1 or 2 shield value card. Looks as though that's a copy of Archon's Terrors. That's going to be 2-1 equals 1 point of damage. And I'm sure it's only just going to be a moment until our Bloodied Reavers take their single individual point of damage there, but the Bloodied Reavers are going to swing for a grand total of 4. Looks like that's a copy of Iron Halo discarded as shield, so the White Scars Biker is down to 1 hit point, but it's still threatening attack of 4, and Eldorath himself takes a swing only for 1, but we do see a shield card block that effect as well. And I guess that's going to bring us to the end of the combat round here. It's going to be Eldorath's opportunity to retreat first, should he indeed choose to do so, but it looks like Eldorath is definitely looking like he's in a bit of a favorable position. If we could have maybe the Bloodied Reavers kill off that copy of the White Scars Biker, then Starbane's Council would be able to potentially take a swing at Cato if he ends up exhausted for 5. For some reason, we do not see a damage token placed upon that Bloodied Reavers, and just in case our players happen to forget that, let's say for the sake of continuity, that was a 2 shield icon card that we saw discarded. But looks as though the Bloodied Reavers are going to be taking a swing at the White Scars Bikers. They're indeed threatening a total attack of 4. We do happen to see a second Indomitable, and that's going to be 2 of the 3 immediately gone, and there's that copy of a different copy of Archon's Terror, banishing the White Scars Biker from the planet. Then looks as though Captain Cato Sicarius decides to cut his losses, and he retreats. So Iridial is going to be activated, but there are no eligible targets for our Eldorath player to trigger that upon, and that means we're going to see our HQ phase. That's going to be 2 cards and 4 resources for both of our players. The initiative token is going to pass over to the right there for Troels, and it looks as though that copy of Bloodied Reavers unfortunately still does not possess a damage token. So this match was filmed quite some time ago. know, I've been scouring Cimadon's channel for old gameplay videos to post on mine to commentate, just to fill some of my gaps with the upcoming academic term here, so please forgive a little oversight on the part of our players there. But with the initiative token in hand, Captain Cato Sicarius puts a tactical squad Cardenas out to our current planet number 2. Note, planet number 1 is going to be Taurus, the planet which rewards players for keeping their unit count lower than that of their opponent in the form of 3 cards or 3 resources. Atrox Prime is planet number 2. You pick an adjacent planet or an enemy HQ to deal 1 point of damage. Planet number 3 is going to be the resource stealing Ossus 4. Planet 4 is going to be Planum, which allows you to move a non-warlord unit. And planet number 5 is going to be Barless, the random card discard planet. Looks as though we've got a copy of the Wild Rider Squadron now situated at planet number 2. For 4 resources, it's a 3/4 with a command icon. You can use a combat action to move it to an adjacent planet. It could participate in 1 combat, then it could move to a planet, then you could use the Aleatox Shrine in order to ready it. So a lot of options afforded to both of our players. Looks as though they're, definitely lacking for resources at the present moment. One of the problems here in regard to, what Cato has to deal with is every time Eldorath shows up at a planet, he'll be able to exhaust a unit, like that tactical squad Cardenas. The White Scars Biker is going to show up exhausted. Starbane's Council is going to be able to use mobile to maneuver itself into position to kill that White Scars Biker with its attack of 5. We're quickly running out of copies of Indomitable here, and we can make sure that the Aleatox Shrine is able to ready Starbane's Council, just like it is presently doing, and that's going to be Tactical Squad Cardenas exhausted at planet number 2, so note that planet number 4 is going to be Cato's destination, so he'll be able to kill off that rogue trader, but planet number 5, nobody's going to win command at that planet, and unless we see an Eagle Recruit or something along those lines, that is going to be captured by neither player, but planet number 2 is going to be 1 card, 1 resource, 1 by Alexander. Planet number 3 is nobody. Planet number 5 is nobody, but planet number 4 is going to be 1 card, 1 resource by Captain Cato Sicarius, and he's going to be able to conveniently cut off his opponent's victory there via that rogue trader. So, Cimadon has 1 planet type icon of each color in his victory display. Taurus is going to just vanish into the void. Actually, no, I spoke too soon. I happen to forget about that copy of mobility that is affixed to Taurus there. So, are we going to see an Eagle Recruit or anything along those lines to try to win that planet from Eldorath? Note that if an Eagle Recruit or Drop Pod Assault, brings a unit into play at that planet number 1, he's going to have the opportunity, by he, I mean Troels, will have the opportunity to attack prior to Starbane's Council, and it might kill the unit, like if it's an Honored Librarian, but if it doesn't, then that would be a return swing for 5, but looks as though that's not the case. Taurus is going to be captured by Alexander, and this is looking like it might be a very quick game indeed. I wonder if that has anything to do with how rapidly I am speaking, but that's going to be a 1 planet. That's going to be a dead copy of Tactical Squad Cardenas. The Wild Rider Squadron is going to be able to quite handily destroy it. 3 damage equals 3 HP. It's gone. The Wild Rider Squadron stays at our new planet number 1 here. Looks as though Bloodied Reavers are also positioned at that planet. Cato is going to have the opportunity to take a swing, kill off that rogue trader, I can only imagine, so it is indeed dead, and that's going to be 1 resource generated by Captain Cato Sicarius, so good on him, and he's going to need all of those resources because he is going to have to try to block off his opponent's victory condition at Atrox Prime, and what really kind of stinks about this is, that White Scars Biker with 1 remaining hit point is going to be stranded at Planum, and again, I spoke too soon. Planum's battle ability, of course, activates and relocates the White Scars Biker to the most relevant planet of the game, and as we see, presumably our final HQ phase, that's going to be a new planet. Looks like that's going to be Avarn, our 5th and final planet. If should you win a battle there, both players pick an army unit from their hand, put it into play into their HQ without paying any requisite resource cost. Our initiative token is now in Cimadon's hand once again. He's undoubtedly going to be sending Eldorath to, I presume, the first planet. 1/7 body is still pretty formidable, and Captain Cato Sicarius is going to have to do everything he can do to try to kill off the opposition there, because should Alexander win at that planet, that is going to be the game lost for our durable Space Marine commander, and we've already seen 2 copies of Indomitable gone, but that's going to be another copy of Bloodied Reavers, which attacks for 4, another copy of the White Scars Biker, another copy of the Starbane's Council. Now at planet number 1, we see a copy of the signature army unit for Captain Cato Sicarius. Sicarius is chosen touchdown on planet number 1. It uses its ability to pull the Wild Rider Squadron over to that planet, and that's a pretty interesting choice. I could have also seen that occur, like, I wouldn't have been shocked to see that Sicarius is chosen played out to Planum, perhaps, just to drag the Wild Rider Squadron away from where it would be relevant. But maybe our, Cato has faith that he'll be able to destroy all the units at this planet, but we'll have to see how things break down, most definitely. Eldorath himself is presumably going to be showing up at either planet number 1 or planet number 2. He may go to planet number 2 just to win those resources, and then have Starbane's Council use its mobility to shift over to the relevant planet number 1. Captain Cato Sicarius undoubtedly did show up to planet number 1, and we see a copy of Primal Howl, which is going to mean 3 cards drawn for Captain Cato Sicarius. So let's hope for his sake he's got myriad combat tricks. So long as Cato can stay at that planet, each enemy unit destroyed is going to be +1 resource for him. It might be half of a drop pod assault. It might be an eager recruit. Looks like a copy of a Hail White Scars Biker is going to be the unit knocked out by Eldorath. So planet number 1 is going to be Eldorath winning a card and a resource, and planet number 3, where sit a 2-cost, 2 attack, 2 hit point, 2 command icon Slith Mercenary, is going to be 1 card, 1 resource there for Eldorath. But it is all going to come down to here. Is Captain Cato Sicarius going to be able to overcome this Eldar onslaught? The space elves throwing down with genetically engineered superhumans. It's anybody's guess as to who would win in this kind of lore showdown here. But we're going to be wanting to kill off that 4 attack value White Scars Biker as quick as possible. Cato doesn't happen to have his signature Talisarian Tempest Blade, but Cato's Stronghold is still a pretty dangerous card to have in play. That's going to be a 4 attack of the Bloodied Reavers, killing off that 1 hit point remaining version of the White Scars Biker. Sicarius is chosen is going to be taking a swing at the entirely Hail Bloodied Reavers. Do we have as much as a single shield icon card in Alexander's hand? If he doesn't manage to spare that unit's life, he's going to miss out on 4 attack, and he's going to give our Space Marine the opportunity to trigger Cato's Stronghold. So, will we see a shield? No, we do not see a shield card discarded, but note that both of those exhausted units are going to be prime targets to be absolutely eradicated by Starbane's Council. And there we go, that's going to be Cato's Stronghold readying that White Scars Biker, and all of a sudden it is looking far more difficult to kill, but whether it's exhausted or not, we're going to see Starbane's Council take a swing at the now ready White Scars Biker, and I can only imagine that our Space Marine player presumably has some kind of shield card in his hand. Okay, no, actually, perhaps we're seeing our Eldar faction player go back on that series of events, and instead we see the Wild Rider Squadron attack, which makes sense. Starbane's Council does best once all of the opponents are tapped out, but Wild Rider Squadron only manages to deal 1 successful point of damage thanks to the timely discard of an Iron Halo. And let's see, that'll be a copy of Gift of Isha discarded just to preserve the Starbane's Council. So interestingly, that unit is going to be left with 2 points of damage, and it itself, okay, no, interesting, the entirely Hail copy of Starbane's Council is going to take a swing, finish off that White Scars Biker, and now things are looking pretty grim for Captain Cato Sicarius, but he could have any number of reserve units in his hand. Drop Pod Assault, Eager Recruit. Looks as though Captain Cato Sicarius manages to kill off one of the remaining copies of Starbane's Council, the unwounded entirely Hail version. So very interesting indeed that Alexander would have chosen to attack with the Hail, not at risk of being destroyed version. But in any case, Cato generates a resource every time a unit is killed. That's going to be a Drop Pod Assault. Triggered, what is going to be put into play? I can see at least an Eager Recruit in those top 6 cards. Oh god, if that's the best thing you can do, you're going to need to do a little bit better than that in regard to your Drop Pod Assault. That's not even cost effective, but it at least is a surprise additional unit being put into play. Eager Recruit is going to take a swing, potentially killing off the Bloodied Reavers, but no, it looks like that is not indeed going to be the case. case, because that was a copy of promotion discarded. I believe if that unit would have had its damage token from the earlier round, it should have been destroyed. But again, for the sake of continuity, I guess let's presume that was some 2 shield value card we had seen discarded. But that's going to be the Bloodied Reavers destroying that copy of the Sicarius is chosen. The Eagle Recruit itself is going to take a swing, dealing 2 points of damage out to the Wild Rider Squadron. Now it's going to be the Wild Rider Squadron's opportunity to take a swing itself. I can only imagine that that's going to be targeted toward Captain Cato Sicarius, and indeed it is. And it looks like that's going to be 3 points of damage dealt out onto our 6 total hit point Space Marine faction commander. The Wild Rider Squadron is going to be destroyed, and that's going to be an additional resource for Captain Cato Sicarius. Are we going to see another Eagle Recruit? Are we going to see another potential draw pod assault? An Honored Librarian would do a hell of a lot better than any other unit. But looks as though that was not quite the case, so I suppose as quick as I was starting to say it, the Starbane's Council manages to land a swing of 5. That's a bloodied Captain Cato Sicarius there. Eldorath Starbane himself attacking for 1, manages to finish off that Eagle Recruit, so a very fast, very vicious, very brutal game. But, you know, thank you so much for checking out this video. Congratulations to Alexander Cimadon for winning this one. Once again, please forgive that small oversight with the damage token. This is a very dated match, but just in completely cleansing Alexander's channel of all available videos, I wanted to make sure that a quickie got featured nevertheless, because these are always a nice little succinct nugget with which to quickly enjoy. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you've not done so already, or if you are already subscribed, as ever, you're always encouraged to share this content, as the more likes, the more views these videos receive, the more people there are that will potentially stumble upon Conquest. They may give the game a try, enjoy what they experience, join our community, and of course, the more of us there are, all the greater message we stand to send to Fantasy Flight Games, telling them to continue to support this fantastic product. If at any point you'd like to get in touch with me, I would encourage you to do so through Facebook or on Twitter, and if you'd ever like to be akin to Alexander Cimadon and send me some gameplay videos of your own, I would be absolutely honored to receive any live action footage or even Octagon gameplay. Just get in touch with me, and it is far easier to record yourself than you might think. But once again, thank you so much for watching. If you ever feel inclined to help support the Hive Tyrant, I would be honored were you to make a contribution to my Patreon page. But take care, thanks for watching, and as always, be sure to check back in again soon for much more Conquest LCG content to come.